We'll start it. So we need your help. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share, man. So let's get right into it. Oh, come on, bro. Come on. You cooking me right now, bro. You cooking me. Is it on? Come on, man. Hey, man, we back at it. Score Society Real Hoopers Show. Make sure y'all guys like, subscribe, and share. We want to keep boosting the channel, keep boosting the society, keep getting more scores in there. Guys with elite mindset, people want to understand the game, people who just not complaining. They watching the games, they understand the development, they understand the evolution. This is the society for you when it comes to hoops. Now let's get into it, man. I'm not a baseball fan, but I got to address it. The Dodgers won, and that does nothing for me. That does nothing for me. I live in LA, but I don't watch no baseball. I actually didn't even know they was in the World Series until Friday. I'm not gonna lie. For me, I don't know how everyone can focus on 9 different sports and say they're connoisseurs of the sports. I only like things that actually interest me. I only watch things that interest me. I only do things that interest me. I like basketball and I like boxing. I don't even watch football that much. So, so when it comes to other sports, it's not my expertise. I'm a super casual, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being a casual when it comes to things I don't know. And I don't know why people don't want to admit they casuals. Like, I would have went to a Dodgers game if somebody would have invited me. I would have cheered. I would have had some drinks. Every time they would have did something good and the audience started cheering, I would have cheered with everyone. But I'm a casual, so I gotta admit it. But shout out to the Dodgers for winning, man. But let's get to it, man. Let's get to some hoops. So right now, every year there's always something to complain about. When it comes to basketball, everyone's always complaining about something. And this year, it's the defense. Last year was the All-Star game. This year is the defense. Now, the thing is, we're talking about defense, and I never knew that all you guys were defense connoisseurs. I just never knew it. I just never knew, like, you guys was paying money for defense. I just never thought this. And so I started reading some of these comments. And I just think, one, y'all complaining way too much. Y'all just complaining way too much. 2, I don't think y'all understand that every era has, like, bad teams. Like, some teams are bad because they can't play defense. And that's most times that's majority of the league. Typically it's only usually about 6 teams or 8 teams out of 30 that can actually play defense. But because we have social media, these things are brought to our attention more often than not. Then we're talking about the level of play. We're talking about how players play these days. It's different from the 90s. most times we watching some of these games, everyone can shoot the ball, or at least they attempt to shoot the ball. Like I was watching the Boston Celtics game the other night, and one of their bigs, I think his name is Hillman, is the name. You know what I'm talking? Yeah, Hillman. He just took this ill-advised three. Like you would have never seen Dennis Rodman shoot that three. Like in a clutch, you would have never seen it. And I think the game has changed so much to the point where it's hard to guard everybody on the court. Then some stuff is just unguardable. Like some stuff is just unguardable. Like that same game, the NBA Cup game against Sixers versus the Boston Celtics. Tyrese Maxey was on like a fast break and pulled up from the logo and hit that shit. I had to look at the clock to see was it the end of the quarter? Was the quarter over? No, he really just pulled up from the logo on a fast break for a three. How you guard that? How do you actually guard something like that? I'm looking at the defense that they're putting on VJ Edgecombe, and he just soaring through the lane and jumping off 2 feet outside the paint at 6'5" and dunking with 2 hands. How do you guard that? How do you guard that? Some stuff is just unguardable. The stuff that Luka's doing, these side steps, these pump fakes, and he's shooting these rainbow shots, how do you guard it? And I think some of you guys are complaining because you guys don't want to admit that the player's skill set has changed. The player's skill set has improved. And I think if you're holding on to the past, you're holding on for the wrong reasons. Because the past, yes, it served its purpose. But let's be clear. You're not getting too many AC Greens anymore. You're not getting too many guys that's playing in the league and then they're barely a PJ Brown who barely shoots 6 shots a game and he's making a living for like 15 years. You're not getting that anymore. If you want to play in the league, you got to be able to shoot the basketball. And a lot of these guys can shoot the basketball. Then, you know, back in the day, there was a time when players were clearly faster than other players. Now, the players is like, think about this. Who's the fastest person in the league right now? Who do you think the fastest person in the league? Because there was a time I could say Allen Iverson with the ball was the fastest person with the ball. Who do you think is the fastest person with the ball? Like with the ball right now? My guy getting the mic. My guy
right now, Tyrese Maxey.
You say, all right, you say Tyrese Maxey. Somebody say De'Aaron Fox.
He's just not playing right now.
He's just not. That's what I'm saying though. Like it was at one point in time there was where it was always like one guy who was just faster than everyone. You go through the teams and you look at the teams. A lot of these guys are like the same speed. A lot of these guys are the same speed, same athleticism, same length for the most part. So when you're looking at the game of basketball and you're looking at it like, oh, they're not playing defense. Nah, you just used to a game in a time where players were the same size, they barely ran, and it was always this one guy who was faster than everyone else. Like a Jordan was faster than everyone else. But now you have actual players who can run up and down the court and actually put pressure on the defense or keep up with the offense or whatever the case may be. So that makes it hard for guys to defend. Like I said, you just got more weapons today. You just got more weapons. You're think about this. Austin Reeves is supposed to be your third option. He's averaging what, 31 points right now? He's averaging 31 points. You can't tell me, you give me a third option in the 90s that was capable of averaging 31 points. Where we at right now with basketball, people are complaining so much, and they just complaining because they don't want to admit that the game has changed and the players has gotten better. And we got to get out of that. So I always talk to some of the guys in the comments. I always talk to the guys in the comments until, the comments get overwhelming and I find myself spending way too much time commenting and talking back. And I was talking to this one guy, and I'm reading his comments, and I'm realizing, like, as a fan, I think we're we're too used to like the finished product. Like his complaint was about the kids or the players today. And I don't think you understand that most of these players that we like are like 21, 22, 23. They're not under any type of coaching that won a championship. They don't have any veterans on the team. So we're just watching these guys develop for the most part. We're watching a Wemby who can score 40 one night and 9 the next night just develop. He doesn't have anybody to look up to. Like a Tim Duncan came to the Spurs and he had a David Robinson to look up to. Wemby don't have that. So he's going to go through his growing pains. He's going to go through his ups and downs. And we got to get out of the mindset of only seeing the NBA players only in the finished product stage. We got to accept, some nights this dude ain't going to come. He's going to give us 13 points a game. Some nights he's going to give us 15. And it's not because he don't want to give us more. It's because maybe it's not his night, but he got other players on his team who can score, and he don't have to force it like a Kobe Bryant once had to force it. At one point, Kobe Bryant was shooting the ball 26 times a game on average. So that means there was nights he was shooting that thing like 35 times a game. And that's because he had to. He had to shoot that much. But if a Wemby shoots 14 shots and a Castle has 26 points, he don't got to shoot that. He don't got to go that far. So we got to get out of the idea that we only want to see the NBA players as a finished product. Then I also think we kind of desensitize. We're desensitized to these players' greatness. Like I remember a time when Jason Kidd would get like a triple-double, and that was like a big deal. Jason Kidd gets a triple-double, it's a big deal. It's talked about all week because it was something that most people couldn't get. I remember when Ricky Davis wanted a triple-double so bad that he threw the ball to the rim and grabbed it so he could get a triple-double. Like, that's how serious a triple-double was. Now we didn't watch someone of a Russell Westbrook average a triple-double 4 times. 4 times. Last night, Luka had a triple-double like it was nothing. And no one bats an eye anymore. So when the things that we once loved and cared about when it came to stats is being seen over and over, I don't think a lot of fans have much to cheer for. I don't think fans have much to cheer for at that point, because you're seeing the best stats be achieved every other night. But like I said, the players gotten better. And then, another thing too is about the ring culture with the fans. I think y'all pick and choose who, like why y'all care about the rings. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think, like, the ring culture being something, I want to see people win, but does it really define a whole legacy when you know what happened? You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, Giannis wins 1 ring. What if he doesn't win ever again? Are you like, oh, like, just because Tim Duncan won, like Tim Duncan, winning 5 is tough, right? But Tim Duncan averaged 21, the best year, 23. But you didn't see a guy like Giannis average like 35, 33. But he didn't have a system. He didn't have the coaches. He had an inconsistent teammates. The organization traded the best guys. Are you still like, but they got the 5 rings though? I think people fake care about that. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's the casual way of going about it. Like, the rings, like, all right, we understand that, but at the end of the day, that doesn't necessarily define a player's legacy. I think you need to at least win 1. I think you need to at least, just to be in a conversation, I think is a credential that needs to be had, or a criteria, I should say. But I don't always think to myself like, a player is not good if they don't have the rings. I think fans get too tied up with that, and I think that's a casual take. I think it's a casual take. You can't, a small market like the Bucks, I ain't mad at him for getting 1 ring. I think if he can get, I would like to see him win 2 rings, not because it does anything in my mind, for his legacy. I think it's more so about, I would like to see him because he deserved it. Go for it.
See, I feel like the rings do play a factor in your overall greatness in a way, because it does put you in a different conversation when you got multiple rings. Like
Of
if we're
course.
talking about Giannis, a 3-time champion versus a 1-time champion, I feel like it's two different combos.
I mean, yeah, I think you can. I think the conversation is different, but I also don't think it doesn't diminish his game or his legacy or what he done for the game. Or, I mean, he's a generational talent. I don't. He didn't win a ring, and not because he got there so many times or he just dropped the ball. It was more so like the organization. I think we put too much pressure on the players. I think we put so much pressure on the players and never say anything about the owners. Like we never, like these guys are letting the better players go for like $2 million, $3 million. And we never say anything. Like LeBron James going to Cleveland to Miami. Like, that's Dan Gilbert. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like the Cavs got better when LeBron left. No, they didn't get better until he came back. You get what I'm saying? Like, they had like 2 number 1 picks after LeBron left. You know what I mean? Once LeBron came back, they was like, all right, fine, we'll get you the guys you wanted. Dan Gilbert was trying to save money. Yeah, okay. He was trying to save money. But it was always put on LeBron because he left. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. I think we get, even when he left Miami, it was like a thing where he didn't like him. But look how Pat Riley did D-Wade. D-Wade had to leave after that too. Yeah. And he went to the Bulls and they had to come back because he wanted to do his farewell at Miami. So it's not always the players. Sometimes it's just the owners making bad decisions. Go for it.
Nah, I don't mean to bring this back to KD, but KD going to the
Tracy
Warriors.
McGrady.
KD going to the Warriors and winning those 2 rings. Is that something that you could look like respect in a way? Because him going to the Warriors, being on that, I feel like that final stage, if you're on the stage killing, it brings you to a different light. So you feel like that.
My thing is, like, a guy like KD, he goes to the. So his question was, does a guy like KD, when he goes to the Warriors, does it hurt his legacy? Was that the question? Yeah. Okay. So here's my thing when it comes to that. He didn't take a back seat. Like, yeah, like you probably want to be like, yo, man, you could have went somewhere else. But I look at his options, like nowhere else, none of his options look like it would have fit him, one. And it also wouldn't have been championship pedigree. Like you go to Miami during that time, you go to the Wizards during that time. It wouldn't have been championship pedigree. But he went to the Warriors and was still the man. Like he won 2 rings and was 2 Finals MVPs. He didn't take a back seat. And like I said, I don't always blame the players. I gotta know your contract. I gotta know the relationship with the organization. OKC also let a Paul George go, who averaged 27 points. They let a Melo go. They let a Russell Westbrook go. They let 2 MVPs go within a decade. 2 MVPs. You get what I'm saying? But their market is small, so they had an opportunity to develop like these young guys like SGA and Wiggins and all those guys. So it just becomes it becomes tricky. But I don't put it on the players because as long as the players didn't take a back seat. Now, if LeBron James would have went to Miami and then D-Wade won 2 Finals MVPs, then I don't have no argument. You get what I'm saying? But he was a superstar on the super team. He made the super team. Like he made it a super team. If you remove LeBron James from any of these equations, those teams are not super teams or super team. Like that's another thing that bothers me all the time too. A lot of guys always talk about the super team shit as if like Chris Bosh didn't score 0 in a Game 7 in 2013. Like I can understand if Chris Bosh, D-Wade, and LeBron averaged 26 points apiece, but that wasn't the case. That wasn't the case at all. Both those guys averaged their numbers. They averaged the regular formula numbers what would it take for any team to win a championship. One guy averaged 26, another guy averaged in between 19 and 22, another guy averaged in between 14 and 19. A lot of teams won championships that way, but you just hung up on a name. But let's get into these games, man. Let's get into these games. The Lakers played last night. They I didn't even put it down. I didn't even put it down there. They won, right? Yeah. Lakers won last night. The Lakers still look good. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. A lot of people saying like, yo, the Lakers, LeBron shouldn't come back. They want LeBron to retire. I'm not going to hold you, though. Y'all say that, but I think LeBron is in a lose-lose situation. Because, all right, one, I don't think they're going to go far without LeBron. I think LeBron might need a different role. Like, his role ain't 26 points a night, but I don't think they go far without him. I think these guys, some of these guys like Austin Reeves, I want to see Austin Reeves in game 60. Let me see Austin Reeves in game 60. Austin Reeves still dropping 30 points a game in game 60? That's different. You know what I mean? That's a different Austin Reeves, but not in game 7. Like, we in game 7, gang, of an 82 game season. Let me see some more. I know Luka going to stay solid. It's proven. Hachimura, how many seasons he's injured? Like, Dalton Connect, he gonna be your what? Your third option if LeBron James doesn't come back. Jackson Hayes, he's gonna step it up. Ayton, what are you gonna do? He gonna average a dub? Go ahead.
What you think about Jake LaRavia?
I like Jake LaRavia. I think he's good. I think he's a good addition. But again, though, these guys are not third option scorers for a championship team. Jake LaRavia, Jackson Hayes, what's his name? Dalton Connect. Those guys are not third. They're not third option scorers. You're going to need LeBron, but you just don't need him. Like, you don't need the LeBron that we came to know, which is going to be a hard thing because if they lose with LeBron James playing a role of like 22 points to 25 points, it's still going to be LeBron's fault. If they lose, if LeBron don't come back, it's still going to be LeBron's fault because what they're going to say is LeBron. They're going to say LeBron should have left, open up some salary cap so they get better players. Yeah. They're going to say that. So LeBron is always going to be in a space where he's in a lose-lose situation with the Lakers. Which one? I'll see. No, I'm not looking at the chat. Yeah, I'm not looking at the chat. I can't really see. But I like the Lakers. I do think I need LeBron though. Like, y'all Lakers fans, y'all need LeBron. I know the media is teaching you guys to hate LeBron. I get it. I totally get it. But y'all need him back. Y'all definitely need him back. The Bucks. So we talked about Giannis earlier. I just posted this. on my Instagram. Make sure y'all go to my Instagram, Score Society. And we talked about, I believe Giannis is the best power forward of all time. The reason why I say that is because he has to score 30 to win, and he's doing it. And he also scored 50 points in a closeout game. And his ability, his upside, his ability to constantly put pressure on the defense, I don't think we've seen that out of power forwards. And he's consistent with it. Like, Tim Duncan is everyone's number one power forward, but Tim Duncan averaged 21 points to win his championships, and he always had the same supporting cast. So I respect it, but he's not number one for me. I like Giannis, and but Giannis is the example of when you make decisions in life, make the best decisions for yourself. Because with Giannis, he's going to sit with the Bucks for however long. He's going to be loyal to the Bucks, which is cool. But when his career is over, you're never going to say, oh, well, he's better than this player, because they're going to talk about the rings. You're going to be like, oh, he didn't win those rings. Giannis got to make a different decision. Like Dirk. Dirk is great, but Dirk played for Dallas Mavericks for 20 years. One ring because of it. So Dirk is automatically, even if with Dirk we're having more skills than Tim Duncan, Dirk is automatically behind Tim Duncan because of 5 rings. I like Kevin Garnett over Tim Duncan because Kevin Garnett was raw. Like, he came from out of high school and still gave Duncan some work. But you're not going to say, and you go look at the head-to-head matchup with Tim Duncan and Kevin Garnett, you're going to see the numbers are similar. I think Tim Duncan got him by like 1 rebound, right? But you're going to say Tim Duncan is ahead of Garnett because of rings. And that's why I think Giannis why he's hot, why he's in his prime, he got to get out of there. He got to get out of there. And we got to stop living up to these gladiator stories. We're trying to get to these gladiator stories where one person put a franchise on their back and then won all the rings. Nah, bro. Nah. Because these owners will trade these guys in a heartbeat. These owners you will fall in love with your favorite player on your team, and these owners will. You saw what they did with Luka. They started all of a sudden people start being arsonists. They start burning fires outside of burning jerseys outside of the stadium. I'm trying to tell you, these owners would definitely have you guys upset, wasting your money, burning all your clothes that you ever bought from the organization. What?
No, Giannis is 30 years old currently.
Giannis is 30 years old.
I want to say he has about 6 more years at a high level.
Mm-hmm.
What team do you think he could go to win a championship within the next 5-6 years?
Man, I remember it was rumors that he was going to the Spurs. The Spurs can use a Giannis. Now, y'all fans going to be like, oh, that's unfair, super team. But they can use a Giannis. But here's the thing. Giannis doesn't need to actually average 30 points over there, though. Giannis would be equally impactful if he averaged like 25 points because he's going to always put pressure on the defense. He's going to always get rebounds. He's going to always go downhill. And then he's going to open up the floor for all the shooters around him. And he's going to have an organization that wants to win a championship. So a team like that be perfect for him. You know what I mean? I would love to see that. But I was watching the Bucks play against the Golden State Warriors. You know who's nice over there for the Bucks though? Ryan Rowland. I like his game. My fault. Ryan Hollins. I put it down here wrong. Ryan Hollins. My fault, guys. Ryan Hollins is actually pretty good. I like him. Like he scored 32 points. And he was guarding Steph full court. Like he was like face guarding him, making sure he wasn't getting the basketball. Did a good job on Steph too. And still was able to score 32 points. Right now I think he's averaged about 16 points. Did I put that in here? I think he's averaged about 16 points right now. I like his upside. I like his game. But I think Giannis is past that part in his career where he's trying to get like a younger guy. You know what I mean? You just had Drew Holiday. You just had Chris Middleton. You know what I mean? Like, because young guys going to make their mistakes. They're going to make their mistakes. So I like this kid. Ryan Rollins. Yeah, see, he messed me up. It's Ryan Rollins. I knew I wasn't too off. I knew I didn't write this down wrong. But no, so with the Bucks, we gotta get Giannis out of there, man. Free my guy Giannis, and let these young guys go ahead and do what they do in small markets, man. Sixers versus the Nets. Listen, Joel Embiid got money to blow. This didn't happen this season. I meant that game, but Joel Embiid doing the whole DX suck it thing. He got money to blow. They fined him $50,000 for that. Like, and he know they gonna fine him $50,000 for that. That's the crazy part. But I said this earlier. Now, if you a guy or a fan of the page, or a supporter of the page, I like to say. I don't like to say fan. I like to say supporter. If you're a supporter of Score Society, you know I've said this for a while. Joel Embiid does not need to average 27 points for the Sixers. He needs to average like 20 points, 18 points. He doesn't need to play a long time. He needs to just do all his damage under 23 minutes. Right now, they got him playing 20 minutes. This is the perfect fit for Joel Embiid. This going to reserve him. This is going to reserve him for the playoffs. We're going to need some rebounds. We're going to need to stretch the floor. We're going to need you to take up the paint. This is perfect for Joel Embiid. The Sixers, last night, they played against the Nets. Kelly Oubre. I just shout out Kelly Oubre last week. People not talking about him enough. He averaged about 17 points. He's shooting the ball great. He's doing a great job. He understands his role. He had 29 points last night. Tyrese Maxey had 26 points. VJ had 16 points. Watford had 16 points. And Quentin Grimes had 22, 13, and 6 rebounds. Like, this is what Philly been looking for. This energy for the Sixers is different right now. It's different right now. Everyone is excited. My man, Jared McCain, he getting his nails done every day. Every game he got new fingernail paint, all types of shit going on over in Sixers. Kyle Lowry acting like he a young boy. He act like he a YN. He running around. He jumping up and down like he trying to get in the game. My man Jabari Walker, he grabbing shit. He hustling everywhere. Make sure y'all check out that interview too. Me and Jabari Walker, I talked to him about hustling and doing this thing for Philly. But Philly is looking good. You heard it. I told you guys, Philly is going to be top 3 in the East this year. If they get away from the Joel Embiid, trust the process, they don't put too much weight on Paul George, Sixers is top 3 in the East. What you got?
I got a question from the chat. It's Louis D. Do you think McCain gets back in rotation with Grimes and VJ Edgecombe playing well?
You know what? I was thinking about that last night. Shout out to Louis T. I was thinking about that last night. I don't know where he'll fit in. Well, here's the thing. They all shooting threes. They all having fun. I think he'll fit in perfectly fine, but he won't average 20. Like what last year, he was averaging 20 before he went down. He looked like he was going to be the rookie of the year. You ain't the rookie of the year no more, gang. You ain't the rookie of the year. Get your nails done. Do what you need to do. You got, I see you with the fashion. Keep it going. But at the end of the day, nah. You VJ that guy. VJ right now averaging 20 points, and he doing it in style and fashion, athleticism, everything the Sixers been looking for. I think Jared McCain would take more of Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon, guys like Kyle Lowry, he'll take their time. He'll take their time. That's another thing the Sixers have too that I like. Another thing I like the Sixers have is veterans. Kyle Lowry been in the league for 20 years. Paul George can tell you about the ups and downs and the struggles. And they got veterans around these young guys. Joel Embiid, same thing. He can tell you about the ups and downs and all those things. They got veterans around these young guys, and there's one of the teams it's one of the teams that actually have veterans, like real veterans.
Now, when Paul George comes back, how much minutes do you expect him to play?
I want Paul George on the same time as Embiid, 15 to 20 minutes. 14 points, 13 points. Get it how you live. Just get it how you live. But we don't need you grabbing the basketball and getting in rhythm, tween, hezzy. We don't need it. We just don't need it. The Sixers don't need it. So I really want Paul George to, how long Paul George been in the league? 17 years, 18 years now? He's been for a while. It's time, bro. It's time. Spot up a corner. What Nick Young say? You a corner boy. You a liquor store. Liquor store. Liquor store boy. You know what I mean?
Now, when it comes to the playoffs, do you still expect him to play that 15 to 20 minutes role?
Yes. Do what works. Keep the main thing the main thing.
But you're relying on young guards, young
you got
superstars
veterans. When you got veterans, bro. Here's the thing. I think a lot of fans underestimate. When you have veterans on the court, you have veterans in the locker room. It changes the maturity around the team. Yeah, the young guys gonna have fun. They're gonna take some bad shots, good shots, and all that stuff. But you got guys to help manage. You have guys to help manage the energy around it. And then when he gets in the game, he gonna hit some big shots. He ain't no slouch. He gonna hit some big shots. But we don't need to look for him to take over. If it's not available, we don't need it. But shout out to the Sixers, man. Make sure y'all remember I said this. Top 3 in the East this year. Cavs. I got Sixers, Cavs, and the Knicks right now. All right. Utah plays Charlotte. You listen, y'all know me. I don't they some stinker games. Like I'm not gonna lie, man. These type of games are like channel surfing games. Like, if there's a commercial on, I go check it out. I see what they doing. If they're moving too slow, I move on and come back. But Utah lost to Charlotte. Charlotte didn't even have Lonzo playing, but they lost. Ace Bailey averaging 4 points right now. Out of all the rookies, when it comes to points, he's 16th. I got a friend. I hope you're watching this. My man, shout out my man Courage. He's from Atlanta, and he like Utah. And every time I see him in the gym, he keep talking about, yeah, man, Ace Bailey, man, you tuned in? No, I told you guys this. When you see players and they don't want to go to these organizations, that means they're not going to work hard. They're not going to get to these organizations. He's not going to pull up in Utah and start being in the gym 6 hours a day. Because he understands if I play well, I got to stay here longer. So he's not going to do any of that stuff. Right now, that man's averaging 4 points. Marketing had 29 points, but he had 29 points on 28 shots. I mean, listen, man, like, great. I mean, I think we all can get that. 28, you give me 28 shots, I think I can get the 25 points. I think I can get the 25 points, man. Yeah, Utah just never been the same since Darren Williams and Carlos Boozer. That's one of the. It's just if they had to move any team, move Utah.
You thinking about
Who? Oh, Donovan Mitchell. Yeah, sure. I'm gonna get to him in a second. I'm gonna get to Donovan Mitchell in a second. But if they had to move any organization, let's get the NBA teams out of Utah. Like that's not because here's the thing. At some point, the All-Star game got to be in Utah. Who wants to go to Utah? No, if you from Utah, no offense. I've been to Utah a couple times when I played in college. I played in some games. I played Utah State and Utah State and Utah Valley State. I believe Utah State and Utah Valley State. Boring places, bro. It's not. It's like that's just. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. You got a question for me? No. But yeah, that was the Charlotte and Utah game. Charlotte played well, but another stinker game. Alonzo Ball ain't playing. I ain't watching.
I got Louis Steve back in the chat talking about Con Canepa. What do you think about Con Canepa?
For who?
For Charlotte. Are you familiar with this game?
No, I'm not familiar with the game. I think that's the shooter, right? Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I think they're good players, but again, it's still early in the season. I got to see these guys actually like go further. Like, I'm not. But again, he in Charlotte though. I'm not gonna lie to you. Some of these games is not worth my time. It's like they got to make some noise. Like I started watching the Bulls because they was 5-0. They was 5-0. It's worth my time now. You know what I mean? Like you got to earn that. Like, I'm not just I'm not one of these basketball heads that's going to tell you I watch every game because that would be a lie. Some of these games come on the same time as the other game. If Houston Rockets playing and Charlotte's playing at the same time, what team do you think I'm gonna watch first? You know what I'm saying? Like it's just simple. Like, and if he ain't make the highlights, if he ain't do more than 26, 28 points a game, it ain't worth my time. It ain't worth me YouTubing him. You know what I mean? You got to make some noise first. Cavs versus Atlanta. Now we were just talking about Donovan Mitchell. The Cavs won 117-109. Donovan Mitchell, I believe, did I write it down? I didn't write that down. But I know he had 37 points last night. But here's the thing. I'm not excited about Donovan Mitchell until he gets to the finals. I'm not like Donovan Mitchell been doing the same thing for a long time. Like he gets us excited. He got some explosive plays. He does great. He averages the points he need to average. But then once the playoffs come, he's either hurt, or he go missing, his team losing. I'm not really excited about Donovan Mitchell until Donovan Mitchell actually gets to the finals. I just got to be real with you. But the Cavs also have a complete team, though. They had 6 guys in double digits. That ideally, as a coach, wait, I'm looking at the chat. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. Donovan Mitchell is great, but does anybody better? And is the best player on your team. You know, not make it to the second round. That's true. I agree. I'm looking at the chat right now. Somebody said that Donovan Mitchell is the best player on your team. You're not going to make it to the second round. And but here's the thing. As a coach, right, I understand that. Because there are some players who maybe they scored 24 points for me. Let's say a player scored 24 points for me, but he shot a lot of bad shots. Nobody else was involved. He only gave me 24 points, maybe 3 rebounds, 3 assists. He didn't get nobody around him better. Sometimes it's more like, I'd rather see you score 17 points, 16 points, and everyone else get involved and you get more rebounds and give us a better chance of winning. because it's easy to get that if you got the ball in your hand most of the time.
That's what he did last season, is it not? With his point average went down during the regular season, maybe in the playoffs, but everybody got injured in the playoffs, so that's when he.
But that's the reason though. See, it's always like he got like a dark cloud around him when it comes to the playoffs. Like everybody started getting injured during the playoffs. So like I said, he's a good player, but everything has to align for him when it comes to actually winning. And I don't get excited about Donovan Mitchell until he actually wins, until he gets past. I think he's been in the Western Conference Finals with Utah years ago. But he has to get to the finals for me. Like they had the number 1 record last year. They got the same team they had from last year. So they should be able to get past the hump, especially with the East being up for grabs right now. So, but like I said, I like Donovan Mitchell. I like the Cavs. I'm not buying the sneaks, but it is what it is. Hawks. So let's talk about the Hawks, man. The Hawks, I think Trae Young got to leave. Trae Young got to leave, and Trae Young got to go to a place he can actually be a point guard. He needs to be a point guard. Like, not where it's a point where he got to average 26 points, 12 assists, all that. I think Trae Young would be better if he was around, somebody said this earlier, like the Houston Rockets. Just imagine Trae with the Houston Rockets, an actual point guard, can stretch the floor. He doesn't have to have the pressure. He got somebody else who could score 27 points. He got some young guys. I mean, you will move Ahmed Thompson. You got Sengun down there. You got Jabari. I would get rid of Eaton. Eason, yes, there you go. Eason and what's the other kid name? Damn, I'm bad with names, y'all, but not Jabari. Keep Jabari. Eason and Okobu, what's his name? You know what I'm talking about? Look the roster up. I would get rid of them though. Yeah, Kogi. Yeah. I mean, look, get rid of some draft picks. The Houston Rockets got to win now, and so does Trae Young. You put Trae Young with the Houston Rockets. You got a floor general who can stretch the floor. He doesn't have to score 26 a night, but he can get you 26 when he wants to. You know what I mean? And then you also got KD. I think you got to get him out of there. He need to be in a place where he can actually be a point guard. We've seen that. We've seen the tricks. We've seen the act. We've seen you bowling at the guard and all that. Now it's time. Now it's time to win.
Now, what's the difference between Trae Young and Donovan Mitchell?
Again, both of them need to be in that situation though. But actually, I think Donovan Mitchell is a better scorer because he's more explosive and more athletic. You know what I mean? Like he can actually jump over you. Like Trae Young gonna shoot some contested shots, and also Donovan Mitchell is a shooting guard. You know what I mean? He's not the primary point guard. Trae Young is a point guard who needs to play like a point guard right now. You know what I mean? That'd be the difference for me. Spurs versus the Suns. For Spurs versus the Suns, Spurs lost. Wemby had 9 points. Do you still feel like he's the greatest thing? You still feel like he's the alien? Wemby had 9 points last night.
At some point, LeBron had a single-digit game early in his career as well.
Not third year. Look, but why does LeBron have to be compared to that? Why do you got to put LeBron in it?
They're both two generational talents.
I agree, but Wemby had 9 points. But look, like I said earlier, right? Like as fans, we got to be patient with these guys. These guys don't got they don't have no veteran leadership. They're going to make mistakes. They're not going to be the best every night, and you got to accept that. They also have guys on their team where they can pick up the scoring load. Castle had 26 points last night. You know what I'm saying? So they picked up the scoring load. Yeah, Wemby shot 14 shots. So it's like it was probably one of them nights. Look, I don't see it coming my way. I see other guys open tonight. Maybe he's sick. Maybe he got a flu. I don't know. Maybe he was out last night. He was in Phoenix. So, but I think that's where the fans get upset. I think the fans get upset when it comes to like the expectation, right? Like Wemby, he comes out, he cooking guys early on, and then he dropped 9. You know what I'm saying? Like fans start to get upset with that type of stuff. And then their voices get louder. All it takes for one casual to get in the comments, to get on live and start talking about how Wemby, then they take the time out of their day and start breaking down every little shot he missed, every little shot he made, and they start rerunning it over and over and over. Now all of a sudden, Wemby's not the best player they thought they was. And you got to also, like I said with the veteran leadership thing, when Tim Duncan came to the Spurs, he had a David Robinson. David Robinson was at one time an MVP of the NBA. David Robinson took the back seat to Tim Duncan. Look, young fella, you got it. He mentored him until they got, in '99 they won the championship, and he had somebody to look up to. Wemby don't have that. A lot of these good players, Anthony Edwards, Wemby, SGA, who else? Who else is a good player? Trae Young, Donovan Mitchell. They don't have these veterans to show them the way and show them how to keep the pace and keep up with the scoring abilities or all of their abilities on the court. Devin Booker had 28-13 last night. Probably went back to that nice-ass warehouse he got. I ain't gonna lie. I saw Devin Booker warehouse, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, yo, I gotta get me one of those. I gotta get me one of those, man. So y'all make sure y'all buy. Make sure y'all help us get one of them warehouses, brother. Go ahead and get you a Brainwash to Think Elite hoodie. You know how we rocking. A Score Society hat. Make sure you tap in Goals Activewear. But get back to it. And Devin Booker doing it with no Green or no Brooks. He beat the Spurs with no Green, no Brooks, getting guys better. Devin Booker is another guy who's loyal to the soil, but when his career is over, he's going to wish he kind of won a ring somewhere. He got close that one time with Chris Paul, but he's definitely going to be a guy who look back on all his career and be like, damn, I should have left out of Phoenix when I had a chance. Yeah, I mean,
it's not like it's Milwaukee.
What's the difference between Phoenix and Milwaukee?
Phoenix got a live scene out there. It's in Arizona.
I mean, it's one thing. All right, having a nightlife versus winning basketball games don't matter. Like, they're not the same thing.
The scene is different. Phoenix is different.
I mean, if you're looking to have fun, I get it. But I'm saying, like, far as when you compare a talent like his, like you talking about a 6'6" shooter who can also play the point. How many shooting guards can do that? Like at one point he played the point. You talk about a guy who scored 70 points as a youngin. How many guys did it? Reggie couldn't do it, but you wouldn't say he better than Reggie. Ray Allen couldn't do it, but you wouldn't say he better than Ray Allen. You know what I mean? Like, so it's one of them things where I would say Devin Booker better than Reggie. But it's one of them things where he got to get out of there. He really got to get out of there. Next game, New Orleans versus OKC. OKC 137, New Orleans 106. Listen, OKC, I don't know what it is about OKC, bro, but excuse me. OKC is still a championship team. But I don't know why we think someone else is going to win. They had 8 players last night in double digits. 8 players last night. Like, ideally, bro, when I coach basketball, that's what I imagine. I don't want no player, not to say I don't want, but I don't really care for the player who can score 29 points a game. If I can have 7 to 8 guys averaging 11 points, I'll be hyped. That's a good team to me. OKC is a really good team. And I think if you want to really watch some good basketball, like, don't get me wrong, you do have SGA who can still score 30, but if you want to watch some good basketball, guys moving the basketball, kids, you need to watch OKC. New Orleans, you know what? I'm not going to lie, man. New Orleans is hard on the eyes. It's hard on the eyes. That team is hard to watch, man. Is another channel surfing team. You know, if they ball and if the end of the game is close, you sit and watch the game. But they're just a hard team to watch. Zion had 20 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists, right? Some players aren't meant to be star players. You know what I mean? They're not meant to be star players. Like, I think Zion needs another player of his caliber, and they collab on nights. I don't think he's a star player because he don't have enough tools. He doesn't have, like, right now the game is about shooting threes. Right now, to me, he reminds me like Larry Johnson, grandmama. You know what I mean? He's modern day grandmama. He hasn't developed that game over the last, what? He came in the league 2020? Early, like in 2019? So he's been in the league almost 5 to 6 years. I don't think I don't know. I just don't really believe that he's a superstar player yet. And I don't think he will be. Yeah, I don't think he will be. He hasn't developed a jump shot past the arc. He also, we know more about his life off the court than on the court. Then the fact that he actually struggled to keep his weight down as a max player, that's alarming. That's alarming and very irresponsible. So I don't want that type of stuff. If I was a GM, I wouldn't want that type of energy coming from my star player. But again, New Orleans is a hard watch for me. Next game, Grizzlies versus Toronto. Grizzlies, 104, Toronto 117. Ja Morant was suspended. He was suspended. He got into an argument with a coach. I just think it's time for Ja Morant to move on. You know, and not necessarily for championship reasons, but just because of image reasons. Like, you know, the whole gun thing, the whole gesture to the gun thing. I just think now the coaches is calling him out in front of the team. They talk about his leadership, and I guess he didn't respond well. And the organization said that it wasn't something they want from a player, so they suspended him for a game. Now, I just don't think I think he just needs a new jersey. He just needs a new jersey, breath of fresh air for the fans' eyes. I like his shoes too. I think he got right now, him and KD got the best shoes right now. I saw the AEs too. AE shoes, they tough too. So they got the top 3 shoes. But I had a parent come to me one time, and he was like, you know, my kid want the Ja Morants, but, you know, I don't like what Ja Morant stand for, so I'm not going to get it. And that can be his whole career. Like, I think people will start looking at it in that way eventually, because if you constantly being in the media for the wrong things, and they constantly see you in that Grizzlies jersey, they're going to always remember that. They're going to always remember the things you did off the court. So he need to be somewhere else where we get a breath of fresh air. But in those markets, I don't think fit a guy like Ja Morant in a way, because they a small market team. I mean, he can go to a small market team and develop around them, but those teams, those markets like the Grizzlies, they're small market teams, and if you're not meticulous about what players you put on around him, they're not going to be good no time soon. The Raptors don't have no system. They got hoopers though. I like Barrett. I like Ingram. I like Barnes. They hoopers, but they don't have no system. If you want to take your girl, look, here's some free game for everybody. Here's some free game. If you want to take your girl to a basketball game and you like, damn, man, the tickets cost too much, mark the Raptors on the schedule. I guarantee you those tickets don't cost a lot. Yeah, you want to take if you here in LA, you want to take your girl to the Lakers game, mark when the Raptors come in town. Nobody gonna go to that one. Nobody gonna go to that one because that's another hard to watch, but you get some cheap tickets out of it. Knicks versus the Bulls. The Knicks handed the Bulls their first loss. Jalen Brunson had 31 points. Karl-Anthony Towns had 20 and 15. Jordan Clarkson looked nice coming off the bench, 15 points. OG had 21 points. They look good. The Knicks look good, but I still don't think it's enough. I don't think is enough. I don't think is enough to get them through the series. I don't think is enough to get them to the finals. They look good. They look fun. If you a diehard Knicks fan, I know you enjoying it, but let me be the bearer of bad news. You can't win a championship with 6 players. You just can't. It ain't gonna work. But look, it's all good if you like it. It's all good if you want to believe in it. The Bulls, Josh Giddey had 23, 10, and 12. I just think a lot of us as fans are desensitized to these stats. Guys getting triple doubles. I think guys is just like, oh, whatever. It's whatever. He got a triple double. That's a big deal, man. Josh Giddey doing his thing. The Bulls, another equally balanced team. They had seven guys scoring double digits. And you can compete with that in the East. 7 guys, double digits, you can compete with that in the East, fellas. But you just got to be consistent. If you're consistent, they can go somewhere. Now, dude, I didn't even do nothing for the fans. My bad. I meant to talk to the fans. Let's see what we got in the chat, man. Let me see. I got anybody in this chats, man. Man, shout out to Lewis, bro. Appreciate it, man. Lewis T. Probably play for me or something. But yeah, that's there you have it, man. What you think, bro? What you think we can? You know what? We gotta shout out sponsors too, man. Make sure you guys, if you have a son or if you're a player, you looking for better ways for recruitment, I strongly encourage Scouters College. Scouters College is a recruitment platform that help players get recruited from all levels: Division 1, Division 2, 3, NAIA, JUCO, all of it. They're also working with Bay Beverage, and Bay Beverage is looking for 10 players to give NIL deals to. So if you're interested and you meet the criteria that they're looking for, which is being a good player, being a college level player, make sure you go to Score Society on our Instagram and click the link in the bio. Click the link in the bio, man. I appreciate everyone. Make sure you also check out our merch page. We going up. I got to go to UPS after this and drop off some more hoodies. I appreciate the love. I brainwashed to think Elite Hoodies is going crazy right now. So make sure you go to Goals Activewear, get yourself one. Use the code Real Hoopers, receive 25% off everything except for the hats, but definitely still get the hats. Because we're trying to build this up, man. This is the underdog. This is an underdog platform right here. We building from the ground up. I know a lot of people think like, oh, he only talk about LeBron or whatever the case may be. No, you only interact with LeBron and Jordan debates. So I'm going to pop up on the feed because I'll talk about it here and there. But as you can see, we got Are You a Casual? We just dropped the show Are You a Casual? That's our 4th show. We dropped it last night. Go to YouTube, check that out. If you go to any of my pages, you see that I interview some high-level entrepreneurs, former NBA players. I obviously got merch. And yes, we do a little, let's say, debunking some of these media narratives. So I go ahead and put some clips out there. So we got a whole thing going on. And we doing this stuff from the muscle, man. So we appreciate all the love. We appreciate the support. So make sure you guys continue to like. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys share. And we here every Monday and Wednesday at 1:15. Make sure you guys check us out. And I appreciate the love. Welcome to Score Society. Ooh, shit.